the smartest sports YouTuber with another video. And in this video, we gotta talk about the man, the myth, the not so legend, Justin the Herbert pervert. Listen, people have been saying I've been ducking this topic since he had a good week. No, that's not true at all. I'm dropping the video like I said, obviously, and let's just get into it. Justin Herbert had a very good game against the Philadelphia Eagles, 32 of 38, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and but there's a reason why. And like I said, as an unbiased YouTuber, I want to spit all the facts. I don't want to have any biases. And I give the facts as best as I can. I give an unbiased opinion. I give unbiased facts because, you know, facts aren't biased. Those are the facts. But over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Justin Herbert had a very good bounce back game after struggling the past 2 weeks mightily against the Baltimore Ravens and New England Patriots. But those are bad matchups for Herbert because those teams do something to Herbert that he's not good at. He's not good under pressure. He's not good at reading defenses and reading coverages and trying to figure it out on the fly. No, he's not good at that. But when you go up against a team like the Eagles, who have a very basic defense, they play their defense and they just make them beat you that way. And so obviously Justin Herbert is not going to have trouble with that. Notice he went 32 of 38, so that's first indication that most of his passes were little dump downs. And then you watch the film and you see, I mean, most of his passes were just short dump down passes, just taking what the defense is given. And yeah, it was pretty easy out there, but that is where the problem comes in. Justin Herbert can do that all day long. He's very good at that. And like I said, he's a good quarterback, but the difference is when he's under pressure, when he gets a defense that gives him different looks, different coverages, makes him think, he falls apart. He's not that good when it comes to that. You saw the Baltimore Ravens absolutely destroy Justin Herbert. You saw the New England Patriots for the second year in a row destroy Justin Herbert. That's because they're giving different looks, they're making him think, and he might have a 4.0 in like fucking biology or whatever the fuck it is, but when it comes to football, when it comes to reading coverages, he's not that smart, okay? So don't let the GPA fool you. We're talking about football, not fucking biology, okay? That's first of all. Second of all, yes, I'm giving Justin Herbert all the credit. He played great against the Eagles. I'm not like these Chargers fans. When Joe Burrow has a great week, they try to make every excuse to why Justin Herbert still played better somehow, even though it's obvious that Joe Burrow played better. No, Justin Herbert clearly outplayed Joe Burrow this week. Those are the facts. Now, what I don't get from a lot of these Herbert fanboys, these Chargers fans, is the prior 3 games to this, Joe Burrow clearly outplayed Justin Herbert. They were making every excuse to why that was, but the facts were the facts. Joe Burrow was clearly outplaying Herbert. Herbert was falling off a cliff. He was falling back down to reality. He struggled against the Patriots, the Ravens, and all these Herbert fanboys are coming out of the woodworks this 1 week. So 1 week, Herbert finally outplays Joe Burrow, and they're like, oh, I told you. See, I told you. Herbert's clearly better. No, he's not. The numbers don't say that, and the film doesn't say that. And when I say Justin Herbert's a dump down king, you can go to the numbers, and it shows he's a dump down king. Last year, his rookie year, he was one of the bottom in the NFL. He was next to Cam Newton and Big Ben for intended air yards, how far you actually throw the ball downfield. This year, the last I checked, he has the same exact intended air yards as last year. He is towards the bottom again, near the bottom, almost dead last in intended air yards, because that's just what he does. He's a dump down king. He's a dump down quarterback, and people want to make the excuse for him. Oh, that's for his run game. That's to help his run game. They just basically use that as their run game. Okay, well then you're saying that Justin Herbert's numbers are going to be boosted because instead of just running the ball, they'll do little screen passes, little dump downs. So obviously that's going to help Justin Herbert's numbers. But still, even with a much lower intended air yard, so it's a statistical fact that he throws the ball a lot shorter than Joe Burrow on average down the field, and Joe Burrow still has a much better completion percentage. and both teams have drops, so don't give me the drops excuse. No. And there Joe Burrow is clearly the more accurate quarterback. That's not a debatable thing. Just like Justin Herbert clearly has a stronger arm than Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow still has a strong enough arm to make all the throws he needs to, and he's just much more accurate than Justin Herbert, and I'll take that all day. That's kind of like the Tom Brady effect. Tom Brady has a strong enough arm, plenty strong enough arm, and he's accurate enough to make any throw. So I'll take that over someone with a rocket arm that's not accurate enough to make all the throws, that just has to rely on his dump downs because he can't read coverages that well, he can't read defenses that well, and he can't make throws all around the field. But a lot of these casual Herbert fanboys will just say, oh, Justin Herbert's big, fast, and he has a strong arm, so he's better. That's so stupid. That's just dumb. If that's the case, then I guess Trevor Lawrence is better than Tom Brady, if we're using that standard, because Trevor Lawrence is taller, faster, and has a stronger arm than Tom Brady right now. But obviously, Tom Brady is much better than Trevor Lawrence. It's not even close. Tom Brady's the best quarterback in the NFL. Those are the facts. So give me a break with all this casualness, like, oh, Justin Herbert has a strong arm, he's fast, and he's big, so he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Okay, well, if you're not putting production along with the physical traits, then it doesn't mean shit. In the prior two games, Justin Herbert played like absolute dog shit. He went up against an Eagles team with a basic defense that doesn't really switch up coverages, doesn't really make you think. It just makes you execute, and Justin Herbert did 32 of 38, a bunch of dump down passes. He's towards the bottom in the intended air yards, like I said, and he's not even on the upper end of completion percentage. So that just exposes his accuracy issues, and I'm giving Justin Herbert credit this week. You can't say I'm a hater. I'm not like a lot of these Charger or Herbert fanboys that will hate on everything Joe Burrow does and not give him credit at all. No, Justin Herbert deserves credit this week. He played very good. He outplayed Joe Burrow, who had a couple drop touchdowns against the Browns, and a tipped interception, but that is what it is. Justin Herbert outplayed Joe Burrow finally. He bounced back after struggling a couple games this season, and now Justin Herbert can finally, be in the conversation of a top 10 quarterback. We already know that Joe Burrow's established himself as a top 10 quarterback, but now Justin Pervert the Herbert, he gets the nod. He can finally convince people that he's worth talking about when it comes to top 10 quarterbacks. But Joe Burrow's already been in that conversation. He's already established himself as a top 10 quarterback, as an MVP candidate this season. Justin Herbert was a dark horse for MVP. He was an MVP front runner for a lot of people before the season started, including Chargers fans that wanted to make bets with me. And now Justin Herbert's nowhere near the MVP conversation. When you hear about the MVP conversation, there's no talk of Justin Herbert. So whoever bet me, just pay up now. Justin Herbert's not going to win the MVP. It's not going to be close. And yeah, those are just the facts. So there you go. I gave my unbiased, all the facts about this week, and I know some people thought I wouldn't, but like usual, you were proven wrong, and I was proven right. So I'll just leave that video off there. Hit the like button. If you hit the dislike button, you're a bitch, even though YouTube is kind of whack for taking away the dislikes from the public. But yeah, that is what it is. Hit the subscribe button. Keep the channel growing. Like I said, hit the fucking subscribe button. Keep the channel growing. And you just listen to the smartest sports YouTuber on the planet. That's a fact. And I'm out.